उस पे आएंगे बायोमोलिक्यूल्स क्वेश्चन पे, ठीक है. So right now we start with enzymes. This is third chapter in AS biology. But remember, you cannot really understand this well unless you do what you call it, biomolecules. But anyway, enzymes, some enzymes work inside cells. So they are called intracellular. Intra means inside. So enzymes that work inside cells are called intracellular. And some which work outside cells are called extracellular. Yes, I am. Extracellular. Like, the enzyme, for example, you must have heard of pepsin, the enzyme of stomach that acts on food. So this is stomach, here is the food. So cells throw away the enzyme that works on food. And the same way, intestine may be digestion hoti hai. First part of duodenum, the first part, there also digestion occurs. And that is because the enzymes there are extracellular. Intestinal cells throw away enzymes which act on food and food breaks down. So I hope you got it, Mr. Ali, that what is extracellular and intracellular enzymes. Ali Abdullah, did you get it? I know you're not well, but beta awaaz aa rahi hai? Sir. Okay, nice. So the second thing we are doing about enzymes is that, you know how enzymes work. I mean, their mode of action. So it has a bit extension from O level. Should I write down intracellular inside the cell? Once you play the video now, you can write down the details. Like intracellular means enzymes that work inside the cell. Extracellular are the enzymes that work outside the cell. Mode of action of enzyme. Enzymes work by two. There are two theories which explain the job of enzyme. One is what that you did in O levels, lock and key. Lock and key model. So dear students, I'm sure you can recall lock and key model. And like it used to say that a key doesn't fit into every lock. Yes or no? We had this in O level that a key doesn't fit into every lock. Similarly, what? Yes, similarly, a dash won't fit into every dash. Yes, very good. A substrate, Ali bhai, a substrate won't fit into, won't fit into every active site. And you know, if a key fits into a wrong lock, it won't be able to open the lock. And in the same way, if a substrate fits into the wrong active site, it will not be converted to products. It won't convert to products. Do you get my point? Should I write on this? A wrong key, you can say a wrong key won't open the lock. Similarly, a wrong substrate won't convert to product. Beta, समझ आ रही है? जी sir, आ रही है. So it's in fact analogy. You know, it's an example to explain the idea how enzymes work best. Analogy समझते हो ना? Lock and key की analogy से ये enzyme का action describe हुआ. Won't convert to products. So it's like a rigid model or flexible model in your idea. After knowing this, and O levels even, we had a rigid image of enzyme. That enzyme is just like a lock, a rigid model, I should say, a rigid understanding of enzyme. that active site is very, very dash to substrate. Active site is very compatible, not similar, not same. Remember, active site is not same as substrate. I hope you understand it, no? Although by diagram we show this in O levels also, just to make us understand. Enzyme is a 3D. You know, enzymes are global protein. I cannot draw it full to show it 3D. It's not circular. It's basically sphere. Good way to understand enzyme is like our head. I'm not drawing it properly, really. I regret to draw this nice way. अपनी बात समझ आ रही है बेटा? 3D sphere, where this one is active site. So substrate and diagrams, they show, okay, this is the substrate. It's not that substrate is what active site is same as substrate. Active site is what? Same, yes, similar, yeah, compatible. Yeah. Ali samajh hai na? Never say same. I'm sharing you the wrong things, mistakes. Compatible. You may say complementary. Active site is very much complementary. I should start right on very much complementary to substrate. That will help you understand much in coming discussion. So there is yet another theory to explain us how enzymes work. And that is called, as theory number 1, I should say. And there's another theory is called induced fit model. Induced fit model. For this, I'll have to stop sharing for a while. That's how this theory explains enzyme action. So induced fit model says it uses the analogy. It's not in your book, but induced fit could be better explained by using hand and glove analogy. Imagine the gloves, wo jo nahi hote kapde wale. So is that very much compatible to our hand? You know, if you look at gloves, so it's not the shape of our hand, but the moment we insert our hand into the glove, glove changes so as to make our head fit into the glove. Yes or no? So induced fit model believes that active site is not compatible to substrate. Active site is loosely compatible, partially compatible. So when substrate fits there initially, this fitting brings a change in the structure of enzyme. So a perfect fit is achieved. This is called induced fit model. I repeat, that fitting induces a change in the structure of what? Enzyme. So a perfect ES complex is made. नूर समझ आ रही बेटा? तो क्या हो गया? Induced fit में क्या होता है? अली से हम पूछते हैं. Induced fit model में active site is very much compatible to substrate या it's not compatible to substrate?
So not compatible.
He says not compatible. आप क्या कहते हैं? Not compatible. और induced fit कौन सी analogy use करता है? Hand and glove. कपड़े वाला glove आपके. जो दूसरे वाला है रबर वाला वो तो perfectly hand की shape होता है. Imagine the कपड़े वाला gloves. जब ये कॉन्सेप्ट दिया हुआ होगा तो हो सकता है उस वक्त सिर्फ कपड़े वाले ग्लव्स इन्वेंट हुए हों. But anyway, so induced fit model uses hand and glove analogy, and it believes that active site of enzyme is dash compatible to substrate. You may say not compatible, you may say partially compatible, you may say slightly compatible, you may say loosely compatible to substrate. लेकिन जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा ना, when we put hand into the glove adjusts itself accordingly. So in the same way, when substrate fits into the active site, a change is brought to the structure of enzyme, not substrate. Many MCQs ask you. So you know, substrate doesn't change. When substrate fits initially to active site, a change is brought to the structure of active site, enzyme. So a perfect ES complex, you know ES complex, enzyme substrate complex. A perfect ES complex is made. I hope you understand. अरे बेटा समझ आ रही है?
जी सर आ रही.
If you understand this well, हमारा नया टॉपिक जो है ना वो फिर इससे कनेक्ट करता है बहुत ज्यादा. So let's write it together. What's induced fit model? Induced fit model says कि active site is dash compatible to substrate. Yeah. मतलब active site is not compatible. ये सही spelling करो. A से होता है E से compatible. Anything to substrate. Partially compatible. You may say even not compatible to substrate. So after the substrate binds to enzyme, a change is brought to the structure of dash. Yes? Very good. A change is brought to the structure of enzyme. You know? The active site. So a perfect. Yes? Anyone? Yeah. ES complex. A perfect ES complex is made. Active site is partially compatible. तो इसमें ये मॉडल रिजिड है फ्लेक्सिबल है वेरी गुड इट्स अ फ्लेक्सिबल मॉडल एंड डू यू थिंक एक्टिव साइट इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट हियर नो यू नो एक्टिव साइट डजंट नीड टू बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक टू सच यस और नो और वो जो चेंज आती है ना एंजाइम में दैट इज कॉल्ड एलोस्टेरिज्म जब आप केमिस्ट्री पढ़ेंगे तो आप पढ़ेंगे stereoisomerism, steric hindrance. So allos is different. Allos means different, Latin language. And steric is shape. So enzyme में allosterism होता है मतलब उसकी shape change हो जाती है. Or why we call it induced fit model, that fitting induces a change. Initial fit induces a change in the structure of enzyme. So a perfect ES complex is achieved. आप लोगों को शायद मेरी बात समझ आ रही है. तो अब हम चलते हैं नेक्स्ट चीज पे. And this is new, comparatively fair, means it's a bit new addition to our syllabus. Not very much new, not this year, but quite a few years back. So that is V max and Km. This is about, we need to understand this is about enzymes. So Vmax, so, you know, V means speed, velocity. So what's Vmax? It's the maximum, yep, maximum rate of an enzyme controlled reaction. Yeah, enzyme catalyzed reaction up here. Vmax पता कब होता है कि it's achieved when all enzymes are occupied या busy. मतलब प्रोडक्ट बन रही होती है. जैसे आप फॉर एग्जांपल देखें, ये मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट बढ़ा रहा हूँ. ठीक है बेटा, सबस्ट्रेट की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन अगर मैं बढ़ाऊंगा तो रेट बढ़ेगा. यस और नो? मतलब V बढ़ेगा. रेट मींस वेलोसिटी, वो भी बढ़ रहा है. तो ग्रेजुअली रेट इज इंक्रीजिंग. व्हाई इज द रेट इंक्रीजिंग? Because more and more ES complexes are made. Yes or no? More and more enzymes are getting engaged. लेकिन एक स्टेज आती है जब जाके रेट जो है ना वो कांस्टेंट हो जाती है. देख लो, ये प्रोडक्ट नहीं है जो कांस्टेंट हुई है, ये क्या है, रेट कांस्टेंट है. प्रोडक्ट इज स्टिल बीइंग मेड. अगर बेटा यहाँ प्रोडक्ट होता ना ये, तो आप कहते प्रोडक्ट और नहीं बन रही, जो बन गई है उसको बन गई. यस और नो? बट दिस इज रेट. अली भाई, रेट का मतलब ये है कि प्रोडक्ट इज स्टिल बीइंग मेड. यस नो? So why rate is no more increasing? Because all enzymes are busy. You are increasing the substrate. मतलब अगर 10 लोग हैं, 10 के 10 काम में बिजी हो. तो Vmax कब होता है? When all enzymes got busy. Remember, when all active sites are engaged with substrate. Yes or no? तो इसको Vmax कहते हैं. I mean the maximum speed. Let's say ये 20 है, तो इसका जो हाफ होगा, अगर रफली मैं यहाँ पे अंदाजा लगाता हूँ, दिस इज हाफ ऑफ Vmax. What's that? Let's say ये वाला पॉइंट जो है ना, ये क्या? हाफ ऑफ Vmax. ठीक है बेटा? तो हाफ ऑफ Vmax के लिए जो जितना सबस्ट्रेट रिक्वायर्ड है, I mean the amount of substrate needed to achieve half of Vmax is called Km. What's Km? No. Amount of substrate. Amount of substrate needed to achieve half of Vmax. Basically, it's a measure. Km is a measure of affinity. Affinity means attraction. Is a measure of affinity of enzyme. Affinity of an enzyme for its substrate. बेटा affinity क्या होता है? Attraction. How much an enzyme loves its substrate. Let me draw another graph and you can tell me. Let's say एक और ग्राफ में बनाता हूँ. देखो इसका Vmax भी उतना ही है जितना उसका है. इसका Vmax का हाफ भी वही है ना. तो इसके लिए जो सबस्ट्रेट चाहिए वो ये है. I just call it enzyme A, enzyme B. तो इसका Km ये वाला है. मिस उर्वा, आप उर्वा है अरवा है? Miss Arvati, which enzyme has greater Km? No. A has greater Km. Ali Abdullah, which enzyme has more affinity for substrate?
सर दोनों की सेम नहीं है.
नूर बताएंगे. No, B. देखें, because there are two enzymes ना, B and A. इसको ऐसे A लिखना चाहिए. एक मिनट, इसको हम कर लेते हैं. Okay, let's label it enzyme X, enzyme Y. तो बच्चों देखो, enzyme X needs this much substrate to achieve half of Vmax. Enzyme Y needs this much substrate to achieve half of Vmax. So which enzyme needs more substrate? Y. So it has dash affinity, less affinity. Very good. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Greater the Km dash of the affinity. Very good. Greater the Km, lesser the affinity. मैं आपको एक और एग्जांपल देता हूँ. And this example is not mine. It was in a video by Professor of California explaining, and वो कहीं delete होगी मेरे से. I think Nucleus Media Center उस चैनल से थी. तो मैं थोड़ा सा I just change the names what he used. चार्जिंग नहीं हो रही क्योंकि मैंने लगाया ही नहीं. बेटा देखो, imagine he uses the term says के there's a business dinner. So there are two ambassadors. Imagine on a business dinner, you people are clients. Yeah, there are so many clients there invited to a business dinner. and two representatives of the business firms. One is किसका नाम लो आजकल कौन ज्यादा पॉपुलर है चलें anyway one is Angelina Jolie, other is me. So imagine who would need to make more meetings to sign the deal. You, आप क्या कहते हैं? मैं अली, आप क्या कहते हैं? किसको ज्यादा मीटिंग्स करना पड़ेंगी, किसको ज्यादा भागना पड़ेगा लोगों के पीछे?
आपको सर।
ये आप लोगों का बायस बता रहे हैं मिस एंजेलिना के लिए। मैं ब्रैड पिट को बताऊंगा। The thing is, yes, because she is more affirmative. People would rather like to meet her. The great, honestly, most respected lady, Miss Jolie, Angelina. The idea is, फर्स्ट वर्ड की कुछ लेडीज बहुत ज्यादा मैं हेल्प करती हूँ। एक मिसेस गेट, मेलिंडा फाउंडेशन, सो बिग अ पर्सन। फिर फर्स्ट लेडी मिस जमाइमा, known for her amazing profile. Recently she launched a movie, it's so popular. Anyway, तो देखें आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि imagine meetings are what, like she needs less of meeting to achieve the same goal. I'll be needing more of the meetings to achieve the same goal. So two enzymes, X and Y. X हमने देखा कि needs less substrate to achieve half of the max, to achieve same speed, same amount of products per unit time. And Y will need more of substrate. So it means Y had dash affinity, less affinity, mashallah. तो ये मैं थोड़ा सा इसको थोड़ा सा जो भी हमने पढ़ा है, allow me to see this through questions. Let's have a look at what we retained in our mind. Okay, so theory first. It's one of the most demanding topics, by the way, enzymes. Okay, any idea for this? The energy level lowered by enzyme action, enzymes from O levels. Ali Bhai, Ali Abdullah, Nurul Huda.
एक्टिवेशन।
देखो इतनी देर में जो है ना वो टाइप करके बच्चे बता दें, मैं उसको इसलिए बार बार चेक कर रहा हूँ। यस, नो 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 नो। अली आपकी आवाज नहीं आई, प्लीज फिर बोले।
एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी।
एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी, because that is lowered by enzyme. You know, enzymes lower the activation energy. अगर हमारी बॉडी, मैंने असल में एक्स्ट्रा डिस्कशन को अवॉइड कर रहा था, हम ओ लेवल्स में भी ये पढ़ते हैं कि जो रिएक्शन अदरवाइज होता है एट से 500 डिग्री सेल्सियस, एंजाइम्स की प्रेजेंस में हमारी बॉडी में वही रिएक्शन हो जाता है 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस. So enzymes lower the temperature needed for a reaction to take. Yes or no? And that temperature is called activation. आपने केमिस्ट्री दोनों लेते हैं ना? नाइस. तो आपको पता होगा कि नाइट्रोजन is there in air around us. About a big percentage of air is nitrogen. Yeah, how much? 71, yeah. Something 79% they say generally. So 79 to 80 roughly, you know? It depends which air you're talking about. But anyway, beta, hello. Is this Sabah Saeed? Allah, so Sabah bhai missing second session. तो can you, चलिए ठीक है, मैं फिर रिकॉर्डिंग जरूर देखिएगा. ओके बेटा. So dear students, you know, nitrogen and oxygen, one about to say 79, 80, 78%, and the other also about 19, 20%, but they don't react because for them to react, a high level of temperature is needed. You will study this in further chemistry, definitely. So enzymes lower the activation energy. They need the next point, anyone. It's a competition. Induced fit model. Induced fit mechanism, where partially flexible and changing shape. You know, change of shape is called aloe dash. Aloe vera. Allosterism. Allosterism. Or term used to describe a protein such as enzyme. अली आपकी बारी है. It's your turn, Mr. Ali Abdullah. आप लोग पार्टिसिपेट करो, वरना ये रिकॉर्डिंग आपके पेरेंट्स को चली जाएगी. देख लो आपके बच्चे क्या. ग्लोबुलर. 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 अभी आपने टर्शियरी क्वार्टरनरी नहीं पढ़ा, ये बायोमोलिक्यूल्स में हमने पढ़ा था. टर्म फॉर एंजाइम्स दैट फंक्शन आउटसाइड द सेल. एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर. माशाल्लाह. एंड देन ये इन दोनों ने बता दिया. मिस्टर अली, अगेन क्वेश्चन टू यू.
Sir, KM.
Lovely. KM. Okay, if I show you diagram of two enzymes, can you guess that, like, which enzyme works by which method? Enzyme A works by very good. She says the enzyme B works by induced model because, and look, initially its active site was not compatible to substrate. But after substrate fits maybe, and then yeah, it gets accordingly. But this was already complementary to the substrate. So the question is for 3 marks and paper June 15. Excuse me. June 15, 4 marks. They say explain the difference between two ways. Okay, allow me to speak the answer. तो ये जैसे आपने कहा, हम कहेंगे कि एंजाइम A works by lock and key and B works by induced switch. ये तो मेरे 2 marks हो गए. Then I'll say that enzyme A has active site fully compatible to substrate, but enzyme B has partially compatible. After the substrate binds, it changes shape. Okay, I want to show you one more question that I was talking about, the recent one, if I could find it. Oh my God, this was really important question. Just a minute, please. Yeah, yes. So determine V max. Yeah, yes, 16 में ही ऐड हुआ था, ठीक. 3 point? Yes, Mr. Ali, anybody? 3.4, yeah. So Miss Noor is very right. She knows that this is 0.1, you know? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 0.4. So V max is 3.4 or 4.5? Exactly 3.4, where it got straight. So 3.4, and calculate Km. Yes, जी. Arwa. अच्छा, okay. So what should I do? आप बताएं, मैं working कर लेता हूँ. अली आप बताएं. I should do 3.4 divided by 2, है ना? So it becomes 1.7. 1.7 is like 2 points ahead, है ना? Yes or no? ये होगा ना? यार सही. तो ये जो है ना, यहाँ से आगे आ रहा है, कितने बॉक्सेस नजर नहीं आ रहा. 5 boxes, yeah. So how much is 1 box? You know, we can check 0.1 divided by 10. 1 box is how much? 0.01. Yes or no? So when you have 5, तो 5 से multiply करो तो कितना आता है? 0.05. बेटा मेरा मैथड समझ आ रहा है? तो 0.1 plus 0.05. 0.06. Yes or no? तो आप इसकी वर्किंग भी बता सकते हैं कि जो है ना 1.74 या 1.7. तो हम इसको कहेंगे हाफ ऑफ V max was 1.74, right? So Km amount of substrate needed to achieve half of V max. So Km is 1.74 के लिए जो substrate चाहिए वो है. देखो 0.1 के बाद 5 बॉक्सेस है ना, एक बॉक्स 0.01 का है. हाँ, तो लेकिन उसमें 0.1 भी ऐड होगा. 0.05 plus 0.1. समझते हैं ना? टोटल मतलब ये हम कहेंगे ना। आई होप आपको समझ आ रही मैं क्या करूँ। कितना आ गया 0.05 प्लस 0.1 0.15 oh 0.15 this is the answer 2 marks. Explain the shape of curve ये 4 marks का describe and explain. After describe तो बहुत easy है the rate increases till something and then gets flat. Yeah, then it gets flat, rate gets constant. But expand क्यों करेंगे? Initially rate increases because more and more dash are made. Yes, complexes. Yes, complexes. Because more and more yes complexes are made. But it got straight at 3.4 because all the dash are busy, active side. And in other words, dash is achieved. Vmax. Thank you so much. Please do listen. Other videos. आप लोगों का होमवर्क पता है क्या होगा? आप बायोमोलिक्यूल्स की वीडियोस देखें. ठीक है, उनको मैं आज अपलोड रात को ना उनको नंबर वाइज कर दूंगा 1 2 3 4 फिर दोबारा अपलोड कर लेंगे. सो फार जो नंबर्स लगे हुए 1 2 3 आप देखिए थोड़ा सा आपको बड़ा हेल्प मिलेगी. देखो अराउंड 20. अच्छा आप मुझे नंबर भेज सकते हैं अपना. डू यू हैव माय नंबर इनके पास. तो आपने ये करना है. दुरुशवार अस्सलाम वालेकुम हाउ आर यू. चलिए तो ठीक है बेटा आपने बायोमोलिक्यूल्स की वीडियोस देखें प्लीज सबने. दिस इज आवर टुडेस होमवर्क. बाय बाय.